Have you ever noticed that certain foods make you feel kind of bad after you eat them? Have you wondered if maybe you have an allergy to something or maybe an intolerance? What's the difference, right, between an allergy and an intolerance? Well, an allergy is an IgE mediated reaction and it's immediate. It's usually pretty easy to figure out because it's pretty severe and pretty sudden. So let's say you're allergic to strawberries. You eat a strawberry, and within seconds to minutes, you notice hives or throat swelling or difficulty breathing. That is a true allergy. And it happens so quickly that it's easy to figure out what food caused it because it happens right as you're eating it or right after eating it. Food intolerances are much more common and much harder to figure out because the reaction can occur anywhere from about 8 hours after eating the food up until 72 hours later. I have a hard time remembering what I had for dinner last night, let alone what I had 72 hours later. And the truth is, in a 72-hour window, I've had lots of different foods. So if I'm having some symptoms, are they related? Which of those foods that I ate is it related to? And the symptoms aren't obvious, they're vague. It can be like fatigue, it can be general achiness, it can be bloating or constipation or diarrhea. It doesn't have to be an obvious, throat swelling rash that you think of when you have an allergic reaction. Well, what is the cause of these delayed hypersensitivity reactions? These are IgG mediated reactions, and they're very common and sometimes kind of hard to figure out. Well, the underlying cause is leaky gut. The fancy term for that's intestinal permeability, but what do we mean by that? Well, your gut is lined by an intestinal barrier, and this barrier is like a finely woven net. It's selective about what it lets in from the gut into the bloodstream. However, when we have leaky gut, the holes in the net get bigger, and so the net is less selective about what it lets through to the other side, so crossing from the gut wall into the bloodstream. When things are passing through that shouldn't be passing through, the body appropriately recognizes this as incorrect and mounts an immune response against it. And that is what causes these food intolerances. Who has leaky gut? Lots of people, because the risk factor for leaky gut is stress. Everybody seems stressed. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So if you take Motrin or ibuprofen or Advil or Aleve regularly, that's a big risk factor for leaky gut. Alcohol is a big risk factor, and then the standard American diet. So all of those put us at risk for leaky gut. And when you have leaky gut, you're going to have food intolerances. The good news is you can heal a leaky gut. One of the best ways to heal a leaky gut is by drinking bone broth. That can be very healing to the gut. Another way is to take a glutamine powder. There's a really great one in my store called Gut Restore that has glutamine in it, but also lots of other things that synergistically work together to help heal the leaky gut. And then, of course, cleaning up the gut by knowing what bacteria are in your gut and getting rid of the bad guys and optimizing the good guys with a good probiotic. All of these things can help too. The good news about food intolerances is if you fix the root cause, the food intolerances can go away and you can enjoy some of those foods that might be problematic for you now, later in the future, once your gut is healed.